What's going on, car family? I'm Ben Wayne. Thank you for joining me in another video. Today, we're here to look at an entry from Buick. This is the all-new 2021 Buick Envision all-wheel drive. This is a compact luxury SUV that seats 5 passengers, goes up against the likes of the Mercedes-Benz GLC or the Acura RDX. Buick, they've been around for quite some time. As a matter of fact, when I was in college in Daytona Beach, Florida, I remember seeing Buicks everywhere. There were these big, bubbly, funny looking sedans, and 9 times out of 10, they were driven by a senior citizen. So looking back from around 2008 or so to present, design-wise, things have surely changed. As a matter of fact, Buick doesn't even make sedans for the US anymore because the trend is just about SUVs now. Look at the styling of this vehicle. It is sleek, modern, and sharp because Buick is trying to appeal to a younger audience, and I think they've been very successful in the recent years with their latest models. So this particular Buick Envision is finished in an ebony twilight metallic paintwork, and you're getting a black leatherette interior as well. The base price is just under $32,000. As shown, this one is optioned just under $40,000. So today, let's get into the interior and the exterior details and see how this ride has been engineered for excellence. Starting the review at the front of the Envision, I love the styling of this vehicle when compared to other SUVs on the market. And I say that to say this: there are a lot of SUVs out there that try to encompass that luxury look, but then have a sporty, aggressive lower front fascia. So they try to get the best of both worlds, and sometimes that doesn't always work. So truly, when it comes to the design of the Envision, the simple lines, less is more. It overall just looks like a really luxurious vehicle from the front. Coming to the top of the hood, just subtle lines, not overstyled whatsoever. Underneath that hood, you're gonna find a 2-liter Ecotec 4-cylinder, putting out 228 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, connected to a 9-speed automatic transmission. Now your miles per gallon, your fuel economy, is gonna be 22 city and 29 highway for this all-wheel drive model. Now back to the styling. Of course, you're getting LED daytime running lamps and LED headlamps as well. So you have the latest and greatest in headlamp technology. And then coming to the center grille, I love the chrome accents, how they pop out against that black paintwork. And of course, you got the Buick symbol right there in the middle. Coming to the lower front fascia, again, simple lines do the trick when it comes to this Envision. Overall from the front, I think it truly looks great. Let's go ahead and check out the side profile. Taking a look at the Envision from the side, it has that nice, sleek, and modern design language found all over this vehicle. I love the contour lines coming alive in the door panels and then fading away in the rear door as well. Going around your windows, you have a nice silver window surround that matches the roof rails as well. Looks really nice against this black paintwork. Now, to give you an idea of how large this vehicle is, the wheelbase is about 109.4 inches. And speaking of wheels, you have an 18-inch machined aluminum wheel, both in the front and rear, that feature a charcoal finish. The machined aluminum looks nice. If you want larger wheels, they are available as an option. Let's go ahead and check out the rear. Taking a look at the back, again, it's nice and simple, carries well with the overall design of the vehicle. Less is more, and the result is an overall clean appearance. I'm loving the modern and slim LED tail lamps. Really just goes in well with the overall theme. And of course, you have the Buick symbol located in the middle here. Now, this is a luxury compact SUV. We got to talk about the storage. Just kick your leg underneath the rear of the vehicle. The automatic hatch will go open, and then that gives you your storage here. Now, there is decent storage, but if you want a lot more storage, you got to drop the second row to give you a total of 52.7 cubic feet of storage. Now, I will note you can't drop the second row seats from the back here. You have to go to the second row, and then there's a latch on the seats there. You just pull them down, it's simple, and then that increases your storage capacity. Now, to close the hatch, one touch, it goes down nice and slowly. I love how it's automatic. There's some vehicles in this category where this isn't automatic. I think if you have an SUV, the rear hatch being automatic should be standard. Now, coming lower, you do have chrome accents here. Note, these are not exhaust. This is just purely for styling. I would say they shouldn't have done that, but if you remove these chrome accents, it would kind of look funny without it. So the exhaust has been hidden. These aren't the exhausts. These are purely decorative here. Let's go ahead and check out the interior. Sitting in the interior of this new Envision, I will say it looks quite nice and modern. so the interior really translates well to the overall exterior design. At the top of the dash is covered in an injected molded material with stitching. Now coming lower, there is a 10.2-inch nice and bright color infotainment touchscreen display, really responsive. I love all the settings on here, especially the camera settings. There's several different camera settings here, so parking will never be an issue, and the camera quality is really sharp as well, I will say that. Now, there is a home button next to it, and it allows you to get out of the camera menu or any other menu quick and easily for that matter. Of course, it comes with the Apple CarPlay and the Android Auto as well, so all the tech features that you would want are there. Coming lower, you have two air conditioning vents that have been hidden really well in the design. I almost missed those. And in the center, you have a button for your hazards as well. And of course, you have the hard touch buttons for your air conditioning system as well. Now coming lower, you do have storage on the bottom here with two USB ports. And then coming further back in the center console, two cup holders and then buttons for your gear selectors. So there isn't a traditional gear selector in here. It's a nice modern design with just simple buttons. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I haven't had this vehicle long enough to get used to it, but you push in for park, pull back for reverse, push in for neutral, pull back for drive, and then there's a manual button here as well. It's interesting to use, probably something you'll get used to over time. Coming further back in the center console, you do have plenty of storage here. There isn't an outlet or a USB port in this center console, so you will have to use the two in the forward portion of the console. Now coming over to the steering wheel, it does feel nice and smooth in your hands. This is black leather with contrast stitching, and of course you have the traditional Buick symbol here as well. Behind the steering wheel, you do have shift paddles for downshifting and upshifting if you want to do so. And then of course your instrument cluster, you have two traditional gauges on either side, and in the center there's a digital screen as well. So again, a little bit of that modern tech going in this vehicle really goes a long way for the overall interior. Now one thing I will say is I do wish that this interior, since it's a black leatherette material, had a sunroof or a panoramic roof. So that's just something I noticed. It is a little dark in here, but overall the interior so far seems to be quite nice. Now coming over to the seats, they're 8-way power adjustable and feature 3 levels of heating. They aren't ventilated, but they are fairly comfortable and feel high quality as well. Coming over to the door panels, they're covered in an injection molded material. Of course, your door handles here are done in silver. Really breaks up the black really well. You have your unlock and lock buttons, controls for all 4 windows, 2-position memory seating here, controls for your side view mirrors as well, and of course some storage on the bottom of the door as well. Let's go ahead and check out the rear. When it comes to seating in the rear, it is quite comfortable. I didn't move the driver's seat, so I'm sitting behind myself. Seating in the rear for the legroom, you're looking at 39 inches. Up front, you're looking at 40 inches. So the rear is fairly spacious. The seats themselves are fairly comfortable, soft and plush. You could sit back here for hours on end. But again, I will make mention that I do wish this vehicle had a panoramic roof or a sunroof. It would really do this interior some justice. Coming over to the door panels, covered in that injection molded material. Of course, the silver accents for your door handles as well. Controls for your power windows, and then of course some storage on the bottom of the door. Now there is some ventilation back here along with 2 USB ports. So overall, seating in the back is really comfortable. Let's go ahead and get the Envision out on the road and see how it handles and see if it's truly a comfortable, compact luxury SUV that you can enjoy every day. All right, so it's time for the test drive portion. And before we get into it, I'm gonna ask you guys to make sure you're subscribed. Also hit that like button, it's gonna help us with the algorithm. So, this is the 2021 Buick Envision. Isha, why don't you give us your thoughts on the exterior, and then you can work us into the interior on this.
I like the shape of the exterior. You know, I like a more rounded, kind of oval looking vehicle. Mm-hmm. So, I was really kind of interested to see what it had to offer. To be honest with you, I did not know that Buick had an Envision. I know the Encore and the Enclave. Right. So I didn't know that there was another one. Okay. Yeah. So I feel like this one is more so, but I feel like they're all like that. They all feel like a crossover. Their SUVs kind of feel like a crossover. I don't know if Buick has like a large one.
I hear you. So what you're saying essentially is the styling is not like a huge mammoth of an SUV. Yeah.
Correct. Right. And to be honest with you, the styling is not that much different from the other ones.
Right.
You know what I mean? What
Right.
they have to offer.
This one does look sleeker than the one we reviewed previously.
It does. It does. I can agree to that because I think this one's a little bit more expensive, on the more expensive side.
Yes. So base prices just under $32,000 for this one. As shown, this one's about $40,000. So it's not a cheap vehicle, but it does have some technology in it. It does look nice from the exterior for sure.
Interior, for that price that you're telling me, I feel like I could get some more.
Okay, so what about the interior? Do you feel like you've been kind of cheated on?
Of course, this here, the dash.
So this is an injected molded plastic material, right?
I need something a little more. Give me some carbon fiber, some wood grain.
Okay.
Some more chrome, maybe. Oh, here's the carbon fiber. I take that back.
Well, it's not carbon fiber. It's just an accent, right? People who are driving Buicks, they're typically not looking for carbon fiber and stuff like that. But I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Some higher quality materials. What about the sunroof? There's no sunroof in here.
That's a big drawback for me at this price range.
Right.
Sunroof. Another thing is the seats. Are they leather?
This is a leatherette. The seats are comfortable.
Oh yeah, they are.
But this is a leatherette, so if you want leather seats, you're going to be paying a little bit more. Like the Mercedes-Benz GLC, that's done in MB Tex. That's what they call MB Tex. It's not leather. It's really close to leather, and a lot of people think it's leather. But to be fair, the competitor of this vehicle, the GLC, one of them, doesn't have leather interior.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'll take it. I guess what I'm
trying. It's available as an option, I would say.
Right. Okay. I'll back off of them about that.
But you don't have ventilated seats in here, right? They're not ventilated.
No ventilation.
And no wireless charging.
Okay.
So I think the wireless charging for me might be the biggest miss.
Okay.
Because you have an awesome camera system. You saw that as we were backing out, surround view, and it's high definition. It's a high definition camera system. The Apple CarPlay, the Android Auto, but they missed out on the wireless charging, which was shocking to me.
What about the tech? So head-up display, do we have any?
You got a head-up display. There's a driving assist. I can feel it keeping me in the center of the lane as we're on this curvy road. So there's that. I think that the wireless charging is just something that was overlooked.
You did mention the cameras.
Yeah.
Does that come with the 360?
Yeah, so you can see completely around the vehicle. So parking is a breeze. You can even see along the wheel. So if you have a narrow driveway and you want to see if your wheel's on the driveway or if it's just an inch away from the edge, you can see that.
Okay, great.
I really like that feature in here. I think that's incredible. Overall, I think the interior is nice. There are some things that are missing, but it is a quiet ride. You have to admit, it's a quiet ride. It's a smooth ride for sure.
Yeah, it is.
Actually, it's smoother than the previous Buick we reviewed. And I think that's thanks to that 109-inch wheelbase this vehicle features.
Okay. I mean, I feel great. I feel planted. I feel like I'm comfortable. I feel good in this.
Right. See, what defines a comfortable vehicle for me when we're reviewing these SUVs and not like a Rolls or something is you have to ask yourself, could you take a long road trip in this vehicle?
Yeah, I could.
You could, right? When we were reviewing, I know it's a completely different type of vehicle, we were reviewing a Charger. That's a sedan, ultimately. I know it was a Hellcat Red Eye, but you ask yourself, can you take a long road trip in that vehicle?
No.
You can't. And that's because of the noise, right? That's a completely different vehicle, but it's a factor that you need to look at when you're sitting in these cars and want to determine exactly how comfortable it is. Could you sit in it for a long time? And this one, it's a definite yes. So how do you feel about the legroom in here?
Oh, it's awesome. I think I have a lot of leg room.
So you have about 40 inches of legroom up front and then 39 inches in the rear. So the occupants are going to be comfortable in the front and back. This seats up to 5 passengers, so you could sit 3 people in the back there. Might be a little tight, but you could get 3 adults back there. What do you think?
Yeah. It'll be tight.
Right, true, but you're not going to be doing that every day,
No,
right?
Right.
You do have 2 USB ports here. Since there isn't wireless charging, there are USB ports up here, and you have 2 in the back as well. So
Right.
they do have you covered as far as the tech, I will say. The price points, $32,000 base price, that seems fair, but once you start adding the options, you know, you can find yourself in the 40s, and that's where I think things become expensive, and that's where people are going to start looking at some of the other offerings in this segment.
Right.
What are the other brands putting out?
Just a disclaimer, you know, I have noticed that, of course, over time, things transition, including price and stuff. And I really feel like a basic vehicle is moving out. It's in the 20-30 range.
I agree.
And so if you're looking for a car that is below that or something, it's
going to be hard.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard.
These days it really is.
And that's why we were taking a look at vehicles such as like the Hyundai Venue.
Right.
Or I think the Sonata we looked at. Or there were a few other vehicles we looked at that were good starter cars. But yes, in general, vehicles are becoming expensive.
Expensive, yeah.
They are becoming expensive.
And just in my own opinion, I think that's what's changing the market here of what they're offering at a certain price range. So it's almost like the now basic is that price range,
right? The
quote unquote more expensive. So
right.
If you want all of the tech features, it's going to be more, which is now considered to be the luxury price range.
Right, exactly. So overall, I think this is a good vehicle. I think the styling is nice. I think the interior is nice. There are a few features that I would have loved to see in this vehicle for the price point. This one comes in at just under $40,000. For $40,000, I want to see wireless charging, ventilated seats, panoramic or sunroof, especially with the dark interior like this one.
Yeah, definitely.
So, Isha, any closing thoughts?
You know, I think it's a good vehicle. I'm really impressed with where Buick is going, where they have transitioned.
Because you remember where they were.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think I know we had some Buicks in my family.
Oh, really?
Yes. I'm pretty sure we did. But yeah, I think it's great where they're going, and I think they're spot on. I think there's just a few more tweaks that they need to make to each of their models.
Right.
But I think they've come a long way, and this is great.
Yep. I think their cars now, I won't say cars, they actually don't make any cars now for the US. So it's only SUVs, right? Mm-hmm. So I think their SUVs now are gearing towards a younger audience. Back in the day, it was just old heads pushing a Buick.
It was a boat.
Yeah, it was a boat.
Yeah.
And it was usually, an older person driving it, right? Yeah. Nowadays, you could find someone in their 20s, 30s, or 40s buying this vehicle.
Right.
And that's something that, quite frankly, could not be said before.
Right.
Because if you were a younger person driving a Buick 15 years ago, it would be like, why? Like, what are you doing with your life, right? So I think they've come a long way in terms of overall design. So that's my thoughts on this. We'll leave it off here. Isha, I want to thank you for joining us during the driving portion.
Awesome.
So that was a brief overview of this compact luxury 5-passenger SUV, the 2021 Buick Envision. What do you guys think about the styling of this one? It is quite the practical vehicle, and it's reasonably affordable. Let me know what you guys think about this one in the comment section. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Until next time, I'm Ben Wayne, the automotive reviewer that YouTube deserves.